How do we beat a pusher? But first, I think it's important that we define what a pusher is for those out there who don't know. A pusher is somebody in the sport of tennis who basically just kind of does whatever they can to keep the ball in play. Most commonly, a pusher is just someone who will just pop the ball up super high, leave it in play. Another version is just someone who always slices, they don't play any topspin. They all kind of just have one goal, right? They're just there to make you miss. They're there to drag out the match. They're there to frustrate the heck out of you. And yeah, I mean, they just want you to make the mistakes. And what's kind of the most annoying part about this is the pushers who play singles, they're all pretty quick because they know they can get to the shots. I'm sure all of us who are watching this, you guys have been negatively impacted by a pusher, maybe even borderline traumatized. Whether it was a match you were winning when they were swinging and then all of a sudden they just started pushing and then you eventually lost because you got frustrated, or you're stuck in a 2-hour-long match because you just can't find a way to get past this person and you just end up making too many mistakes. The list goes on and on. Today, we have a match review of someone who's been growing in the tennis community on YouTube. His name is Kevin Liang. If you haven't checked him out, I'll leave a link to his page in the description below. You know, Kevin has been doing great and started a journey where he's going from a 4.5, I believe he's currently around a UTR 8, and he's trying to reach a UTR 10. Now, I'm sure you guys are thinking, well, two Kevins in the YouTube space doing tennis, both Asian. I'm sure you guys are assuming the connection, right? And I'm here to tell you, well, if you've made that assumption, you're racist. No, but actually Kevin and I go way back. We actually know each other back home from Maryland. I'm sure you guys are also wondering what makes me qualified to do this match review. Probably nothing, but I am a high performance junior development coach here in Washington. I've competed in the 12U boys scene. I've coached through the boys and girls 12U scene. Personally, I have also been a pusher before. I have guilty as charged. I have been someone who's gotten really tight and just started throwing the ball up. I've learned a lot of tactics and a lot of like different ways to think on court when it comes to playing against them. Yeah, long story short, I reached out to Kevin, just asked him if he wanted some tips on how to beat this guy in the future. So if he does rematch him, he's gonna be a lot more comfortable and hopefully, spoiler alert, Kevin can get the result that he actually wants. Now, before we do get started, I do wanna preface that I will be giving a lot of general tips and strategies for everyone back home who's watching, but also a lot of the comments I will be making are catered to Kevin's play style and his skill set. Let's get started. I have watched this video, so I do already have some notes in the back of my head. Basically, the first thing that I'm looking for Kevin are just strategies and patterns that he's trying to work against Hassan. Like I mentioned, a lot of these players are very one-dimensional, so it's very important that you have a strategy and just kind of like a pattern that you're trying to work in particular. Otherwise, if you're just randomly hitting, you will most likely lose. So as you guys will notice, Kevin has a very top spinny forehand. He's got a crazy extreme grip, and that's actually something that I'm looking to see if he uses to his advantage. Okay. I like that he's going for a lot of forehands. Sets himself up there. Good point. Son also has a weak serve. Well set up, opens the cross, plays the open court. Inside out. Well done. Inside out again. Well set up. So in that point in particular, I would go inside out again just to open up the forehand side. Just because when he gets around that ball, he has a lot more angle to work with. Missed overhead, that's fine. That's a great heavy ball. It's a great shot. Is that in? Great shot again. Kevin's actually currently doing a fantastic job of keeping Hassan back, keeping him on his toes. You'll notice that he's kind of always hitting on his back foot. And that's kind of what you want. You never want the pusher to get settled, right? So we gotta work on our net game. That's definitely a big one. I'm assuming that's a double fault. Great swinging volley. Yeah, so we need to work on our net game. That's the first thing, just closing. Overall in that game, he did a fantastic job of controlling the points. It just came down to executing balls. Let's see how he controls it. So Hassan does hit a few short ones, which is interesting. Great ball. Is that in? Yep. Kevin needs to take a little more advantage of the second serves. He's currently returning. Yeah, like a lot of these returns are going right to Hassan, so we just need to not be so nervous to take the first shot. Take initiative. Like right there. Just, you know his second serve is weak, I would already be inside the court, not letting it drop to my ankles. Great angle. Sure. That's a crazy slice. That's good. Nice shot, Hassan. Same thing, return up the middle. That's a great angle.
Oh, nice ball.
Good. Well set up. Well set up. Great backhand.
Oh my god, come on.
Some frustration from Hassan. There we go. Okay, that's fantastic. Good. Oh, yeah, so we've missed a bunch of closing volleys. He's setting up the points perfectly, just not executing well, and I'm sure that is playing a hard toll on his mental, because it's been about 5 points already, 5 crucial points also at deuces and 30 alls, where he hasn't been able to execute and he's just done all the hard work. Can't go line there. Nice shot. Executed that one. One of those balls. So the first thing I would say is, like, I think Kevin has a pretty good setup pattern that he's trying to go for, except against Hassan specifically, it's a little bit too bare bones. Like, he's just trying to get him off the court and then move into net, which, yeah, in theory works, except he's not making it easy enough for himself. So the first thing I would think about is, like, trying to make it so that he uses more three-quarter angles. Okay, if you're not familiar with what three-quarter angles are, basically you're hitting like almost halfway between the baseline and no man's land into a cross court. So you're hitting shorter on purpose, because when you get that cross court angle, you're moving them off into the alley. You're breaking sidelines, right? The issue with Kevin right now is, even though he's hitting cross court, Hassan is still within the singles lines, so he's actually not moving too much. And therefore, when Kevin has to make his volleys, he still has to play a good volley at a good angle. Whereas if he gets Hassan out into the alley, he'll have a much bigger court to work with to actually play an easier volley, right? And that's partially why, like, I like that Kevin's looking for a bunch of forehands on the backhand side, but he keeps taking them inside in instead of inside out. Like, you want to work more angles, stretch the guy, tire him out, right? You know, they can't maintain it forever. Everyone's human. Nice tweener. Nice, nice. There you go. Take that point. 2-3. Now, this is a crucial game. Very important game. He seems to be cleaning up the net well right now, which is fantastic. We get that? Okay. Good lob. Finish right at him. Sure. Close. Oh, cat and mouse, cat and mouse. Nice. Wide right. Okay, yeah, he gets that point. Awesome. 30-15, big point. Let's get up 40-15. Nope. See, that's what I'm saying. He needs to go cross court there to work Hassan off the court. Keeps going down the line inside in on those, and it's really killing him. Because it's just dragging out the points for no reason, right? You're not really doing anything. Wide. Let it drop. Yeah, so there's just not enough intention behind Kevin's shots. And I don't mean like he's not trying, and I don't mean that he's not trying to work the point well. It's that he's kind of playing into Hassan's hands, right? Even though he's making Hassan scramble, Hassan is obviously still comfortable in this match play. He kind of is anticipating Kevin's shots super well, and Kevin's not really doing enough to make him work for it. Like I said, just stretching him off the court. He keeps playing inside ins, down the lines, and there's just not enough court to warrant that. And his inside outs are same thing, still inside the court. Finish this one. Get up there, tweener. Can we get a slice serve or something? Same thing, down the middle, right to a pusher. We know how this is gonna go. And instead of Kevin building and constructing his own patterns, he's kind of letting Hassan work his own patterns, right? Like I said, like a lot of times, like approaching down the middle, not making him work for it, and then Hassan gets that short ball into a lob. That's what Hassan wants, right? Hassan wants Kevin to come in, and then he wants to put up the lob and make Kevin work for it. And he's getting it over and over and over again. Yeah, gotta work on overheads. Nice, good close. There's some frustration in that overhead. Just be patient here, down the middle. Okay. Yep, great slice. Great, fantastic. The thing with pushers when you're playing them is all the pressure that you feel is self-inflicted, right? Because they're never gonna hit a ball that actually moves you far off the court or really stretches you. And so it's in your favor to just stay calm and just pick your spots well and just work the point. And it's one of those things where like it gets frustrating because you miss when you know you can't, and then you miss when you know you shouldn't. And those are kind of the situations we need to avoid. Nice close, well done, well set up. Oh, we're in the second set. Didn't even realize that. Oh, you have to be up at net. Why are we backing up? Okay, really quick. If you are at net and you hit a drop volley and someone's moving forward, hold your ground, right? Like maybe take a couple steps back, but you can see that Kevin's backing up really far, which is just giving Hassan too much room and too much time to recover and get ready, right? Because had he held his ground, he would have just taken a volley right at Hassan, and then the point would be done. We're into the second set of the first game. A lot of these points are getting away from Kevin because he's not executing well, right? But also part of it is just Kevin is definitely a little bit too tentative with his shot selection. I would like to see Kevin adjust a little more in terms of, like I said, playing more cross courts and not so many inside ins, right? Stretch the court more, have Hassan play towards the center more with his slices, right? Because the slices always have to cut in. A lot of times when it comes to these big points, like I don't know if you've noticed, but like at 30-all deuces, because a lot of these games are going pretty deep, we can't put ourselves in a position to make the error, right? And so, because we know he's not gonna miss unless we get lucky. So the idea is we just have to make sure that whatever shots and decisions we make, they're high percentage. And we're just trying to set ourselves up for success with the points that we already have won. So far what I've seen, a lot of the points that Kevin has won is when he's stretched the ball cross court. He's gotten open down a line, Hassan's off the court. If Hassan does get it, he gets a good cut angle with the volley. And I wanna see Kevin try to recreate this over and over and over again. But it kind of just seems like he's a little bit hesitant. And so we'll see how the second set goes. Great angle. Yep, let's try to move these balls next time, Kevin. Good. Reset, neutral, back to neutral. Inside out, please. Let's go inside out. Nope, that time we should go cross. That's fine. That's a crazy slice, but yeah, it's not gonna do anything. This guy's turning his back. We have to go down a line there. We have to go down a line. So, I wanna play that back for you guys. In that situation, when Hassan plays the angle, you cannot play cross court. And for the sole reason because he's in position. He just hit from that side, right? And so if you give him that ball, he, just like it literally happened, he's gonna push it down the line and you're gonna have zero chance because you have to cover the entire court now. He's in position. So if you at least go line with the slice or line with the drop shot, right? He has to run to get it. And in order to hit the ball past you, if he goes cross court, he has to cut through you. Does that make sense? He doesn't just have an open gap. And so it makes it much more difficult for him. He's gonna run for it regardless. Just one shot is more correct than the other. Great inside out. That's the 3/4 angle right there. Good. More like a half, but fantastic. Cross. Okay, good. Inside out. Gotta get around it more. Gotta go inside out there. Take a backhand right there. No, we do not slice. Yeah, you could have done that 2 balls ago, right? You could have taken a backhand on the first one. Nice, 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 nice. We're closing, good. Up, letting second serves drop. Okay. Good, reset, reset. Cross, cross. Okay, needs to be better, but it's good. Cross again. Don't get lazy, don't get lazy. Yeah, playing into his favor. Inside out. Okay, it's gonna be better. Nice ball. Yeah, fantastic. Get him off the court, open it up, and then just play your shot. Can we repeat that at deuce? You have to go there. Good. Fantastic. Good, good. We're on a roll. Cross. Yep. Well done. That was a fantastic closing game, right? Now we just have to repeat that over and over again now. Inside out. Gotta get around it more. Kevin's footwork is a little slow on the inside outs. He doesn't get around it far enough to get enough angle on it. That's a great shot though. That's a great 3/4 angle right there. Hold on. Around inside out. It's gotta be more. I think you're generous with them. Fantastic, a slice serve. Okay, there we go. I was wondering when we were gonna do that. Oh, double fault. So like, that's the thing. So at 40-30, he's double faulting, right? So he just pumps an ace and he double faults. Now, at 40-30, we have to understand that this guy's never gonna rip a return. So we're putting pressure into ourselves in a second serve situation. Kevin's probably thinking, all right, like, I can't double fault here. I'm up 40-30, I'm up a break. I want to consolidate this break. You gotta ask yourself, like, what is he gonna do if you just roll a second serve as a first serve? The answer is nothing. He's not gonna do anything. So why do we put ourselves in a second serve situation? Because I'm assuming you tried to go for a bigger first serve to try to get a point, a free point. We have to be a little more diligent when it comes to these pressure point situations, especially when you're down a set and you wanna keep the ball rolling. I wanna see if, because that's a tough one, up 40-30, you double fault, and I wanna see if he's able to hold this game for himself. I mean, that's a great point by him. Great point by Hassan. No. Close, 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 close. Close. Don't swing, don't swing. So we gotta clean up our volleys. And that's a tough one. It's a great backhand though. Good, yep, that's all we had to do last time. Didn't have to swing on it or anything. Why? So another big part comes down to Kevin's decision making and how he's approaching. Kevin's approaching way too deep. So for Hassan, he's able to kind of get his, because he hits with so much topspin, that ball's gonna come up. And so Hassan's able to get that ball still waist height, if not higher, and pop it up, right? In a weird way, Kevin needs to approach lower and shorter, because then that's gonna force Hassan to have to reach down for that ball. You're letting Hassan just run side to side the whole time. Like I said, that's the game that he wants. That's the game all pushers want. But there's more to the court than just side to side, right? So just have to think about that a little more. I'm sure Kevin's frustrated right now. He's just like, how are we losing all these points? Good setup. First angle was great. Can we do it again? To the middle. The other part is Kevin's footwork is slowing down so much because he's matching the tempo of Hassan's ball instead of trying to be very proactive with the close. Work on overheads. We're playing no ad. I just noticed. Close, close, close. Nice, good, very good. Oh, just didn't change score. Okay, that's fine. We need to go cross court. No. Cross court. No. Now, see, he's just fighting for his life right now. He's so nervous. Cross. Good. That's a great three-quarter step in. Kevin, we gotta work on your voice, man. I think so far it's been about like double digits. It's been at least 10 points that we've given up to the last shot. That was a perfect ball, actually. That's a perfect example of the three quarters, right? You stretched them out with the backhand. You got the whole cross, and then we kind of just like caved. So, gotta work on that. Work on our net game. Fantastic. Sure. Not. No? You'll hit a couple passes. Good. 2-3. 2-3. Good serves. Good, 40 love. Oh, we just dumped 3 unforced errors? How does that happen? Kevin. So, okay, 2 things. I'm assuming what happened was because you went up 40 love, you're just trying to you're like, I want to get this game over with. I'm feeling good. But once again, with pushers, that's what they want you to do. They want you to overreact, right? They want you to start rushing because they're gonna stay calm and just chill. They're kind of like this, physically and mentally, you know? But for us, if you're playing them and you're constantly you're fluctuating like crazy, things like that will happen where you're up 40 love and the game gets away from you. That's number 1. Number 2, from a technical standpoint, when you are taking these volleys, make sure you're a little more firm, because what's happening is like you're about to hit them and then your racket like drops, and then all the backspin that he has, it's just taking the ball straight down. So if you firm up, get your legs through it and stick it, you won't have these balls randomly drop for no reason. Okay, just keep it out in front, strong, go straight through. 2-4, love 30, or 30 love. Inside out. Thank you, fantastic. That is the perfect 3/4 angle ball. That's perfect. We just have to do that more. It's a great spot, it's safe, you have a lot of margin. Great ball. Drop shot? No, you can't go cross court with that, Kevin. Line, okay. 2-5, 35, come on, let's go. Inside out. Did that go in? Nice shot, good. Cross. Can't go middle. Not when you have that much time. We're kind of just chilling. Cross. Yeah, our legs are getting lazy. You can tell his energy's dropping, but like I said, his footwork is slowing down to the pace of Hassan's level, and it's not good. You can't slow down your footwork because that's when your energy starts, that's where all your energy comes from, right? You slow down your footwork, all your energy dies. Good, great. Oh, same thing. Okay, 40-30, we're down 2-5, and like I said, I'm assuming we went for a aggressive first serve, which put us in a second serve position, right? Because what's stopping you from just rolling a second serve in and just getting the point started? You know, I'm sure this whole time you've been hitting first serve. I'm sure he's expecting the fast one, right? So if you slow it down, he's not ready to react, and if anything, he's gonna do the same thing. He's just gonna chip it and block it, and you start the point, right? Like I said, you avoid these pressure situations that you put onto yourself. We have to avoid those, especially at games where we need them. If you just start the point, at least you have a chance to build it in your favor. Man, a lot to digest. Number 1, I would say the biggest thing in terms of like a just technical standpoint, we gotta get better volleys and better overheads. You're setting up the points perfectly. So in terms of pattern and strategy, you're doing the right things. We're just not able to close with the last ball. And then ball placement, more 3/4 angles, more cross courts. Like, these guys will get tired eventually, right? That's just a matter of fact. And when they get tired, their pushes and their lobs and stuff, they get weaker and shorter and higher. That's just how it goes. But if you keep playing inside in down the line, they don't really have to move, right? So the idea is the shot before, think of like a 2-shot combo where you're stretching them out and then you go for the open court. If you just go line, they're just gonna get another ball back. From a mental standpoint, putting yourself in non-pressure situations. Now, I understand there are a million thoughts that are going through your head, right? Like, those are the situations where exactly you have to stay calm. If you overexert yourself and you overreact, that's when the errors come, right? That's when you double fault. That's when you make 3 unforced errors in a row when you don't need to. You just have to ask yourself the question, it's like, you know, why do you feel like you have to do that if this guy's done the same thing the entire match? I guess like the final thing is it comes down to consistency with your strategy as well. There are a lot of great great points in here that you played. A lot of points where you did hit the 3/4 angle cross, where you opened up the court, you attacked line, great. You got the closing volley, great. You angled the volley off the court, great. Except those points that you won and did well in, you didn't do majority of the time, right? If you look back at this match, majority of the points that we lost were because, you know, you made an unforced error. He's just kind of hanging out there and just drop shot lobbing, and then you're having to run backwards multiple times. And it gets tiring for you. It gets tiring and frustrating because you're doing all this work and this guy's just chilling there and popping it up. So the best way I would explain it is having a plan A, right? Plan A is your foundation. That's what you're good at. That's your bread and butter. Now, when it comes to a pusher like this, your job is to figure out what can I do with plan A? Pretty much just take like little branches. We don't need a completely different plan B. I'm not telling you have to like start serve and volleying or chip and charging, right? But take your plan A and then take like a little piece of it and rearrange it. Meaning you want to play these heavy topspin forehands. Fantastic. Okay, how can we work that in our favor? Well, let's say you're playing heavy topspin and you're trying to go drive approach. Not really working because when you drive the approach, it keeps popping up, right? So we keep plan A as heavy forehand. Now, what if I went heavy forehand and when you get the short one, low slice? Doesn't have to be a perfect drop shot, but low slice, and make him have to scramble across the entire court. So you're constantly changing how he has to think. Like I said, pushers have one mind track. It's just move around, hit the ball in. That's all it is. But if you make them have to change that, right? If you make them have to all of a sudden run forward for the ball and have them change how they're hitting versus staying on the sidelines, then yeah, you're effectively making them work harder for the point, right? Now they're gonna be constantly guessing on what you're doing versus just, they get to think, I'm just gonna run side to side and pop the ball up over and over and over again, where they're comfortable doing. Yeah, I mean, like overall, like also like I didn't see it enough, and I guess it's hard because we're not showing first serves, but with the game plans I kind of just gave you, like the 3/4 angles and opening up the court, we have to treat our first serves as that as well, right? Like our service games, we are supposed to be winning because we are using that first ball to set up our second ball, serve +1s, right? So it would be nice to see a couple of more slice serves, and I don't really know if you're comfortable hitting a kick serve, but if you can hit flat out wide, that'd be fantastic. Just same thing, trying to stretch them off the court. That way, by the time you get the first ball, there's more open space. So yeah, I would say that's about it. I mean, like, to be honest, like it's kind of frustrating because you set up so many great points. Truthfully, you did. You know, you got to the net well. We missed a couple of executing volleys, and the issue is we didn't string enough good points together. Like I said, I think it was maybe each game you had one good point, 1 or 2 good points, but you know, you want to take the lead, you got to be able to do these things 2, 3, 4 times in a row, setting it up over and over and over again until it doesn't work. That's basically it. Kevin, hopefully this helps you. Obviously, if you have any more questions, feel free to ask. I'm always here and available to help out with this, right? I'm always here to help out with these kind of things, but thanks for letting me do this with your video. Can't wait to see you in February. If you guys are curious, we are trying to meet up and do a collaboration video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this type of video. This is a new one for me, doing a match review. I would love to actually do more of these because it's in line with me coaching. So if any of you guys have any videos, feel free to reach out. I'm happy to do reviews of them and just help you guys out. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.